So I think when we start our recovery in childhood trauma work, whether it's going directly to therapy or watching videos on mental health symptoms or on our abusive family systems, we often hit these huge realizations that change us, really. And these realizations tend to be intense because our whole lives we may have consciously or unconsciously felt that something was really off in our family or with our parents, but we could never really fully name it or have it really be true for ourselves on some level. Reading about the childhood trauma symptoms, hearing other people's stories, watching a video can really wake us up to a certain reality that is really impacting to us, but also very freeing to us once the initial freak out of the whole thing kind of dies down and we've accepted this new sense of reality or new sense to our story. And we'll get curious about something and then we start looking for more articles or more videos. But I really think the inner child then starts to fight it. You know, maybe it wasn't all that bad. See, maybe that doesn't sound like my dad, or maybe I'm making it all up, or see, mom's having a good day today, so she can't be really all like that. It gets to be very confusing. I really think that the inner child doesn't really want this stuff to be true for good reason. You know, this stuff is painful. So what I've done is I've put together a series of role plays that I've done on this channel, which is, they're kind of like what the channel has been known for, that focuses on types of different abusive parenting or different abusive family systems for you to use as a resource to hopefully confirm something in your own family if you're looking to do so. It's helpful when you see something really played out in ways that are really emotionally accurate to you or to your story or to your family. I learned how to do these role plays from my mentor during my own childhood trauma work, and they were the most helpful thing for me in confirming oh yeah, that's true, that's what they're like. So if you're new to me or new to the channel, welcome. If you like this video, feel free to hit some buttons on the screen. You really can't mess with any of the buttons, especially the like button or the subscribe button. Subscribing to the channel really contributes to creating a greater community around childhood trauma. And if these videos are helpful to you and to your recovery, you can consider supporting the work that goes into these videos over at my Patreon. In addition to that, you can go to my website and check out some childhood trauma e-course work that I offer there, including an upcoming webinar that I'm doing on April 9th, it's a Saturday, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, going over the topic of overcoming our toxic family system. There's a live Q&A at the end after we go over a presentation and materials. I really hope to see you there, and you can follow the little white bubble up here to figure out how to register and learn more. In addition, I'm working with other clinicians, sort of a team of us that are providing pro bono free therapy services to those in the Ukraine. Either they are fleeing Ukraine, or they got out, or they're stuck there. You can just connect with me through my website. We may not be able to change your situation, but we can just really offer some support around the trauma of it all. If you can connect with us, just reach out to me through my website, and I'll have all the links in the description of this video. So what you're about to see is a collection of toxic family system role plays that I've done. See if you identify with any of these, and if you are second guessing yourself about your own trauma story or your own trauma history. These are all the first part of, I usually do my role plays in 3 parts. So there's the way it usually goes down, the toxic version, which is what this video is going to be a collection of. Then I'll do it with a healthy parent to get us a contrast or perspective of what that would be like. And then the third thing that I do is I do this empowered child, whereas it's sort of like for the childhood trauma survivor, where they're standing up to the parent or calling out the abuse for what it is. We learn about sort of assertion and boundaries in that third part. I'll have some timestamps for each correlating role play, and then the next to the timestamp will be the link to the full video. Like for example, if it's like Narcissistic Mother, there'll be a timestamp as well as a link to the full video if you want to check out the full video related to that. So FYI, these can be hard. So just wanted to give a little warning up front, and I hope that these are also helpful to you to name something or helpful to you in your process. So here goes. Mom, I need to tell you something. I need some help. I think I have to break up with Kate. Why? She's so good for you. No. Mom, it's been awful. She's constantly picking fights. She gives me a silent treatment that will last a few days, and according to her, I'm ruining her life. I'm supposed to anticipate everything that she wants and needs without telling me about it, and I feel like I'm failing a test every day. Men aren't known to be very attentive or aware, sweetie. Are you sure you're not doing something stupid with her? Why didn't I know about this sooner, too? Mom, I know, but it's embarrassing. She constantly puts me down. She goes out drinking like 4 nights a week. And she's constantly threatening to go find somebody else. Well, look, honey, nobody's perfect. Maybe she's going through a phase. Did you ever think about that? I really like her. I think she's the best girlfriend you've had so far, and also, her mother and I get along so well. It's going to be really awkward if you guys break up. Mom, I was hoping that this wouldn't involve her parents, and what has that got to do with it? There you go again, misunderstanding me. Of course a breakup would be devastating. I'm just trying to make sure you're making the right decision. Listen, as your mother, and no one on this planet knows you better than I do, that you tend to get very, very sensitive. You're born sensitive, and I wonder if this has something to do with what's going on between you. Mom, I know I'm sensitive, and she tells me that too. Sometimes I feel like this is all in my head, but she gets really abusive. She threw her phone at me the other night, and our fights get so bad that the neighbors have to come in and check in on us. She starts screaming, and it freaks the whole building out. Well, I don't know what to tell you, and I hope that things get really worked out between the two of you. I'd hate to lose a friendship with her mom over this. Listen, are you sure you're not doing something annoying? It's taken him years, but your father has finally learned not to push my buttons, and things go so much more smoother between us. Honey, women get passionate, sure, but I really don't think you can do better than... I guess I'll think about it, Mom. I gotta go. You just don't like what I have to say, do you? I would just hate to see you make one of your classic dramatic mistakes, but suit yourself, fine. It's your choice. Hey, Dad. I'm just checking in about Thanksgiving. I didn't hear back from you, and it's been a little while now. Yeah, I know. We've been really busy with looking for a nicer condo for Betty. This place just doesn't suit her anymore. Oh, I see. Well, we just need to plan, and I need to know if you're coming since this year we'll be at Mom's for Christmas, like we said, and we'll be with you for Thanksgiving. And Dad, you still haven't met Nicholas, and he's 4 months old now. Well, you got the gift card I sent for him, right? Yeah, we did. We got that last week. Good. Well, you could have sent us a thank you, you know, but I guess you're busy too and all. Yeah, Dad, sorry I didn't. You know, about Thanksgiving, Dad, we'll see. Well, things have been really tough for Betty with her work problems, and I'm bogged down supporting her in that. You wouldn't believe how hard she works for those people, and she gets such flack from them. People give her such a hard time with all these demands. It's crazy, and it never ends. By the way, have you heard from Mike? I got this call from him last month screaming bloody murder at me about his cell phone. Yeah, I did, Dad. I think you changed the plan and he couldn't get access to the billing people. That's not my problem. He's got way more spare time than I do to take care of these things. And you know what? He's not patient like I am. I keep telling him that, and guess what? He just hung up on me. Just another person lined up to giving me problems. Well, Dad, they cut his service because you're the main person on the plan, and, well, just forget it. Mom put him on her plan, so... But Dad, Mike is coming to Thanksgiving, and he didn't have the airfare because it's expensive right now and he's still in school, so I just went ahead and bought him the ticket. Do you think you can help me out with that? Absolutely not. Betty and I are on a strict budget because of the condo. He's your brother, and I'm doing my best here with all these bills and getting people gift cards and things. You know, there's always something in life. Besides, why doesn't he go ask your mother's new guy for some help? He seems to be doing pretty well for himself, right? Dad, that's not really his responsibility. I know. Well, we all have our cross to bear, I guess. But you know as well as I do, but it'd be a much different story if your mother hadn't divorced me right before my business was about to take off. Dad, that was 15 years ago and that business wasn't. You know, Dad, have you guys even talked about coming? Kiddo, you know, I don't have it easy like your mother and her family does. Nothing comes easy for me, and guess what? It's getting worse. Whatever you do with your life, make sure you don't end up like me, having to make everybody happy. Because the world just continues to break your heart and demand more and more of you. The world gave up on me when your mother divorced me. And you're a father now, and I hope the world is kinder to you than it was for me, because God help you if you make a mistake. I'm sorry, Dad, and I'm sorry that things are stressful for you and Betty. How about I just check in with you next week and see if you guys have thought about it? All right. Well, you're probably tired of hearing about the old man's problems, so I guess I'll catch you later. So why couldn't you do this lunch yesterday? I was wondering if you were mad at me. No, Mom, I wasn't. I just had an appointment that's kind of hard to talk about. Well, are you all right? Yeah. It's nothing medical. I'm totally okay. Well, good. You scared me. Don't do that. Well, Mom, I was going to tell you, and I wanted to bring this up for a while, but I had a therapy appointment yesterday, and I'm seeing a therapist now. Why, honey? Is Andrew treating you poorly? I'd die if he was doing something to you. No, Mom, Andrew's amazing. Just no. Well, I hope you're not talking about me in therapy, right? Mom, I talk about a lot of things with my therapist, but yeah, I do talk about you. Oh, God, I don't know if I can hear this. Mom, you're not making this easy. Well, Christ, how am I supposed to respond when you're talking about me behind my back? Mom, I just need to say it. I've wanted to bring this up for a while, and my therapy sessions are about what life was like in middle school. What about middle school? You never told me about middle school. Mom, that's when you and Dad divorced, and you immediately started dating Dennis. Oh, I thought it was something else. God, Dennis. That guy ruined my life. Do you know he still owes me money for that apartment? He never paid me. Yeah, I can, Mom. And that's what I talk about with my therapist. We process how abusive Dennis was to me and Kelly. Yeah, those years were the worst. I didn't know if I was going to make it through all that. Well, I need to tell you some things about him, Mom. Mom, I still have nightmares about Dennis screaming at us, and you had him move in just 2 months after the divorce. We barely knew him, and he'd scream at us about not cleaning. Do you remember when he punched the wall because Kelly left her backpack at Dad's because she needed a ride to go get it? I don't remember that, and I'm not sure any of that happened. He had a temper, sure, but... Well, Kelly remembers, Mom. Do you remember why she started sleeping at her friends' houses all the time? Oh, no. She had wonderful friends. It wasn't because of Dennis. Come on. Mom, she hated him and she was terrified of him like I was. Kelly would go to her friend's house and I would go to Aunt Gina's, remember? Oh, your Aunt Gina did nothing but criticize me through that whole time. And she was no help like your father and no help like everybody else. But Mom, you had him live with us for 5 years and... Well, do you remember the neighbors would come by because how abusive things would get between the two of you? I'm getting angry. Those were the worst years of my life. And where was your father in all this? Shouldn't you be screaming at him too? Oh my God, Mom, you specifically told us to not tell him about how bad those fights were, remember? I did no such thing. And oh, for God's sakes, I would never make you do something like that. Mom, you sat Kelly and I down after those fights, and you would beg us to not tell Dad because you would get in trouble. You made us promise. Okay, so now according to you, I am the worst mother in the world. I was suicidal in high school because I hated our life. I was worried about you, about how Dennis treated you, and how he treated us. I can't listen to this anymore, You'll have kids someday. And let's see how you like it when they read you the riot act and expect you to be perfect. I needed someone in my life. You were fine. You had friends. We went shopping. You had it better than I did. Did the therapist put you up to this? Can I call them? They only hear one side of the story, You and I used to be so close, and I don't know what happened to us. I can't believe this. 2 months after leaving Dad, and you had an abusive stranger live with us without a discussion. You just introduced him to us while he was moving in. You'll see one day when you're lonely and you go through a divorce and you try to be a great mother for 2 kids who came out fine, by the way, and you'll see how it feels when one of them turns on you. I suppose you'll turn Kelly on me too. Why not? Everybody else does. I can't talk anymore. This is ruining me. Hey honey, I'm calling to get your friend Kate's address. I'm helping your sister put together the thank you notes from all the generous gifts from the baby shower yesterday. Hi Mom, yeah. I think she's moved, but I can text her later. Oh, okay. Can you just let me know, because I'd like to get these out sooner than later. You know me. Yeah, Mom. I can get it to you today. You know, Mom, did you talk to Dad at all about what he did in front of everybody yesterday? Like the screaming and the swearing about the cars? I don't think he saw that. I had to go cry in the bathroom when he started screaming like that he was blocked in. Oh, honey, he was just upset. You know how he is. He was blocked from all your sister's friends' cars in the driveway and on the street. Yeah, but Mom, he made us all so uncomfortable, and, like poor Jill was shaking when she realized it was her car behind his, and he kept swearing and screaming about it. Oh, I think she was all right. She said such lovely things about how we put the shower together when she left. Mom, she was freaked out and left early. Honey, why are we talking about this? I think everyone had a great time. Didn't you? No, Mom, I don't think you're hearing me. Dad threw a rage tantrum because he hates having any guests in the house, or God forbid her schedule gets interrupted. That's why I was offering to have the shower at my place, Mom. Oh, you know how your father is. He just gets upset, and so what? I spent years trying to get out of his way, and he just forgets about it. But Mom, that's not normal. He gets abusive. Geez, I think you have a lot to learn about marriage, honey. I just understand your father better. I think I understand him more than anyone else does. He gets a little bit cranky, and it's just best to not fight with him, and you just kind of get out of his way. So you see nothing wrong with that? You saw nothing wrong with what happened yesterday, or what he did at my graduation? Or how inappropriate he gets when I had to introduce Michael to you guys? And Mom, the Smiths next door moved because they were done with Dad going into rages about the property line and the mowing, remember? I don't know why we're talking about this. I just asked you nicely to get Kate's address, to get the thank you cards out. Honey, the Smiths couldn't work with your father about the grass. Listen, you need to understand that he's a complicated person, but he's got a really good heart, and I don't know why people just don't see that. He's provided for us all throughout these years, and where would any of us be without him? Watch what I do with him. He gets cranky, but he usually has a good point, and he just likes it when you agree with him. It helps him not get so upset, and you just make the situation better. Jill immediately apologized. She quickly moved her car, and she was fine and easy peasy. I don't understand what's so hard for you about that. Mom, that's not the point. Honey, the point is you have a lot to learn about your father. Why do you always have to push the issue with him? You always made it so much worse for yourself growing up. I never understood why you upset the apple cart so much. I think that's just your personality, and it just doesn't jive with his. I always watched you lose when it came to him. Well, Mom, if you knew I kept losing, why didn't you ever say anything or talk to me about it or help? I thought I was helping. I didn't want to get in the way between the two of you. I'd be making waves when the two of you can figure it out. I was just hoping that you'd eventually learn that, no one's perfect. And it's helpful to everyone to just work with what you got and see the good in people. Honey, he loves you. Deep down, he loves us all. Honestly, I think it's cute when he gets cranky like that. It's like a little boy needing a nap. Okay, Mom. Maybe it's me. There was a lot of people in the house yesterday, and it was stressful. Oh, see? Easy peasy. I'll talk to you later about Kate's address, okay? All right. Hello? Hey! I'm looking at this insurance statement, and it nearly gave me a stroke. What are you seeing a therapist for? You, of all people, have no problems. Dad, I'm sorry. I was going to tell you. I thought all that was confidential. God, don't be so dumb, Cassie. I'm the policy holder, and you're not 26 yet. I see everything, remember? I get all the bills. I bet you don't even know how a deductible works. Dad, I didn't know that you'd see that. I just started seeing this person 2 months ago. Well, I looked them up, and it seems like you're seeing a big nobody. Classic you. Their office is even downtown, Cassie. They're not even a f***ing doctor, and what are those ridiculous letters after their names? You're probably getting scammed. I'm sorry, Dad. It's been helpful, and I like them. Oh, please, you're fine.
You just need to stop talking to your mother so much. She needs a psych ward, and God knows I thought about getting her committed. And another thing, your mother insanely thinks that I don't know how to get the court to see that I'm right about the financial statements, but that's a whole other story, and you can go right ahead and tell her all about it. Look, you don't need therapy, you need a job. Some nobody loser therapist with terrible headshots on their website is just pathetic, and they just want your money. I don't even know how you can see somebody who looks like that. Ugh. By the way, I left them a voicemail. Since I'm paying for this, they need to talk to me about this so I can set them straight about you.
Dad, you can't do that.
I can.
You need my permission to speak with them. She's not going to call you back. They're a really good therapist, and they're not like that at all. Once I get a job, I can get off your insurance, and it won't be a pain for you, okay? I've been interviewing this week.
Says you. I'll keep calling them. I have my ways. Hold off on that getting your own insurance, okay? We'll see. You probably won't get a decent starting job, and you'll probably still need to be on my plan unless you're interviewing for something high profile, which I seriously doubt.
Well, I just graduated, and I've had 2 interviews for nonprofits.
Oh, come on, Cassie. Nonprofits pay nothing and they're so dumpy. What are you doing? Have you not learned anything from me?
Dad, I'm sorry. I just don't want to work on the corporate side of business administration. It doesn't line up with me, and I know that you hate that, but...
You went to school for that, though. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous, again with this lame dreamer stuff. You didn't want to get into journalism when I thought you'd make a fantastic, pretty anchor woman. You're the perfect type for that. You didn't want to get into law when I can see you knocking people dead in court. If you just get out of your mother's dopey mindset. And you didn't want to get into medicine when you could have done very impressive things in that. You're throwing all those looks and smarts away. And now, you finish a business degree, and you want to slave yourself for people who can't fend for themselves, and who'll just line up for whatever handouts your little nonprofit is giving out that day. Do you think you're going to look like you're saving the world on your little Instagram account or something?
That's too much, Dad. None of that is even fair. Those jobs are just what you want.
So that's what you think of me in this? Cassie, look, I built a family business and provided for you and everybody else. And every guy who works for me wants my life. They ask me all the time, how did you get here, Jim? How did you do it? And it breaks my heart to think that you think I just want you to do what I say. I can't be a father? I just don't want you to end up like a single loser like your mother is. She makes no money, Cassie, and she has no visibility in her job. I'm trying to help you.
Dad, can you please stop bringing up Mom? I don't want to work in corporate. I don't want something so soulless and male-dominated. My friend Kim started a place last month, and she's so grossed out at how the women are treated.
You've officially succumbed to the liberal media, and now you have no idea how the real world works. Maybe those men run things because they started the company, Cassie. It's theirs, right? This is unbelievable. You're definitely talking to your mother too much. She didn't know how to play nice with men either. I can't even talk about my own daughter without getting nauseated about what she's doing. That she's giving up on herself and working for homeless shelters or some stupid immigrant sort of agency. All that support I gave you. I'm telling you, you would do something amazing if you would just listen to me.
Dad, I'm sorry. I know you want what's best for me.
Finally! You're admitting it! It's the only thing I want. And I got all that bullshit of not making your graduation because I was again providing and working my ass off.
Well, Dad, there is this job that I can apply for. It's like a sales and marketing position. But what's so wrong with being salaried at a nonprofit?
Cassie, you go nowhere and you're not visible. I built my business building homes by impressing people up front. They love me. They trust me. They even worship me. That's how I got contracts. People love me so much they don't even care about the quality of work that I do, even though it's better than other contractors. That's how I made my money. Up and up and up. Nonprofit people go nowhere because they don't want to go anywhere. Your mother could never see what good I could do, and it's her loss. She never understood I was taking us places. Let me know when you applied. I know a lot of business people. It's a small world. I can help you. Just as long as you stop being stupid with your life.
Hey, I need to ask you something. Yeah, sure. You okay? Yeah, so I love the seating arrangements, and we've booked a cottage for the weekend. And I love the spot you picked out for the ceremony. I'm so excited. I know, me too. Tim's mom just sent me the sweetest text about the spot and the setting. That spot was so beautiful, you know? I showed the pics to Andy and he was blown away. Andy? You shared those pics with Andy? Mom, you're talking with him again? You ended it with him 4 months ago. Well, honey, that's what I meant by we. He's going in halves with me on the cottage, and he wanted to respectfully ask if he could be present in any way at your wedding. Mom, you're back together? After everything he did in February? I know what you're gonna say, but he's being really sweet. And he said respectfully. He respectfully wants you to consider him being at the wedding. But he says he totally understands if you don't want that. And he'll just go hiking while we do the ceremony. But if not, you know, maybe you could let me leave early before the end of the reception. He's got friends up here that are only around that night, and he doesn't like it when he hosts things alone. You won't stay for the whole wedding, Mom? Oh, honey, I'm only asking you, and this is entirely up to you. I'm totally here for you, and this is your day, so whatever you say goes. I just don't want him to feel left out. I told him I would try to make the other get-together happen. Mom, I thought you said you were done with him. Tim and I dropped everything and drove down there and moved you out, and it took you weeks for you to finally tell him that you were done. I know, baby, I'm sorry, but he went to counseling, and I didn't want to upset you, but he has started apologizing to me a few weeks later, and I didn't want you to be mad at me again. Especially when you're planning a wedding, I wasn't going to do that to you. Who would I be if I did? He started therapy? Yes, well, you know, he stopped now, but things are so amazing for us. He's like a totally different person. And the makeup sex was just incredible. You know what it's like after maybe like a terrible fight with Tim, right? It makes the whole thing worth it, right? I guess I know what you mean, yeah. But I wanted to ask you about that book you read, the one you kept telling me about when I was getting ready to break up with him. You know that stuff so well. The one about not taking people's stuff on? No, that wasn't the one. The one about how to get someone to acknowledge what you're feeling. Do you mean the I statements one? Yes. How do I do that with him? Well, I love practicing it, Mom. All you do is you keep reiterating, I feel or I think, instead of arguing or just going along with what he wants. God, I need to do that. What do I do when he goes silent, like when he's mad and he doesn't talk to me for hours? Well, you know, I just saw this amazing Instagram post about it, and I'll send it to you. It's about that. That's called stonewalling. And it's more about them than actually anything that you actually did. Okay, but what do I say to him? Well, you could say, I feel like I'm being punished when you don't talk to me. God, that's so simple. I love it. So then he'll start talking to me again? Well, you can't know that, Mom. It's like, you know, I think if he crosses a boundary, like punishing you with silence, then you have to tell him it's a boundary for you and he can't do that to you. If he doesn't respect that, then you have to make a different choice about the relationship. You're so amazing. So I can choose to not talk either. So honey, it would mean a lot to him if you would maybe just allow him a seat at the wedding. If not, I totally get it, but maybe if you could tell your father for me that the guy I'm with couldn't make it. I just don't want him to know that I don't have anyone for this special day. Why can't you tell him, Mom? Well, I think, you know, it's just gonna look bad and it's gonna look like I don't have it together. His wife will be there and I'm sure she'll notice I'm alone. Please. Mom, that's really not that big deal, you know? Oh, come on. You can just text him that my boyfriend got caught up at work and can't make up. Make up something about, like, why you're telling him, maybe something about catering. I don't know. Mom, fine. Just come with Andy. You know, I don't want to make something up and send a weird random text to Dad about you. Please don't let him think that I'm ready to talk about February. I can't get into that tomorrow. You're so amazing. I'm so happy for you, and Annie's going to be so relieved that you're okay with him and you want him there. I have to go tell him, I love you, can't wait to see you in your dress. Hey, what's up? Mom's crying, And you need to tell me what you said to her. I tried to explain to her, but I couldn't come. Is she okay? No, she's not okay. Like usual, you just think about yourself. And it wrecks her. And now we have to take care of her. Just like last Christmas, she's locked herself in her room over something you said. And Dad and I have been trying to get her out ever since. I can't believe you've done this again. I'm sorry. I was just trying to explain to her. Explain what? That despite everything she's done for us, raised you, dealt with your education, and puts up with all your so-called problems, that you refuse to come home when she has cancer? She has cancer? She didn't tell me she has cancer. It just sounded like she had a precautionary biopsy to do. Did the doctor call her back or something? I don't know. All I know is she's having surgery and you're not going to be there by her side. She's a mess right now because of you. Well, Michael, it's a day surgery to get a simple biopsy. It's just precautionary. They haven't diagnosed her with anything unless something has changed in the last 20 minutes. Like that matters. You're always effing splitting hairs. Like you wouldn't be worried if you had to get a test like this. Michael, getting tested for cancer is different than actually having it. Oh my God, whatever. What did you say to her? I'm sure you were so empathic because that's all you go on about when you're actually here. Michael, I'm sorry I'm putting you through this, but I told her I can't get there. I have work meetings on Tuesday and Wednesday. You guys are a 10-hour drive away from me, and I've already tried to explain all this to her. It's a pandemic and it's not safe for us to all go in with her for just a biopsy in a hospital. You know, when I work in health, they don't allow anybody to go into an appointment like that. And it'll just take like an hour and then she goes home. She would move heaven and earth if it was for you. You couldn't explain to your boss or call mom's docs and make them bend the rules a little bit about us being there? And come on, you should know better that the pandemic is only risky for older people. Michael, that doesn't even make any sense. I'm sorry, but I can't. What did she say after my phone call with her? She said that she'll probably end up with a malignant mass due to the stress that you are putting her through. Whoa, Michael, that's extreme. Listen, hear me out. I'm really sorry, but she's making this out to be so much bigger than it actually is. She does this. Remember when she kept changing doctors because no one was right about her? And she made hire that patient advocate who just later quit? Michael, I think mom has mental problems and I think she does this to get attention. This is a thing. I've seen this in the hospital. And remember last year when she was convinced she was diabetic and she made Aunt Mary do a total diabetic Thanksgiving meal, but then she refused to eat it and just complained about it? She set the whole thing up for attention. And she even made Aunt Mary not want us to ever speak to us again. Also, remember when you were getting sober and she refused to come to the family meeting because she was sick of doctors? She doesn't show up for you the way that she demands you show up for her. You're unbelievable. You know, maybe she was worried about me and it just came out that way, okay? Maybe those doctors gave her the runaround. Maybe that advocate sucked. And maybe Aunt Mary phoned it in. That meal did kind of suck, you know. You know what, Kay? Maybe her life isn't as easy as yours is. And you know, you think about that instead of just pointing out everyone's fault all the time. Hold on, Dad's trying to join the call. Kay, your mother's inconsolable and what's all this about? Are you coming or not? Dad, I'm sorry. I was just trying to tell Michael. Excuses. You were giving me excuses. Kay, this is really important to your mother and Mike and I, and we can't take care of her alone. She says you're abandoning her and she won't come out of the bedroom. Dad, I was just trying to tell her it's just a biopsy and you know, your mother and I took vows to care for each other. Those are sacred. Family is sacred. And you need to be able to drop anything at any given time, and that's what I signed up for, and your mother needs us all. We have to show up, especially for those who need it the most, Kay. You know what, Kay? I'm done. Mom says she's not coming out of her bedroom until you agree to come. This is on you. Let us know by the end of the day. I'll come. I'm sorry. You guys shouldn't have to do this alone. We don't want you to do it just for us, okay? Well, hi. I was wondering if you maybe didn't really want to talk to me anymore. How are you? Good, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I said I'd call in a week, which was up yesterday, so I'm sorry I'm a little late. I didn't want you to think that.
It's all right. But you know how important it is to me to get these calls from you since it's me around here, right?
I know, I'm sorry. It's not that I wasn't thinking about you.
Well, what's up? Tell me about yourself. Is the work thing okay now?
I'm good. Yeah, things are good at work. You know, moving into that new team was easier than I thought it would be. And it's actually been a really good move into that department, and I really like the people.
Well, they clearly know how amazing you are, and, you know, I'm surprised they haven't made you lead yet. But I suppose if they did, then they'd probably be relocating you somewhere else, right?
No, Mom, even if that was true, I would hate relocating. I really like it here.
Well, you could. And why would you stay since I'm the only family you have in the state now? And you have these wonderful options going on for you in your life, and you're a genius at what you do. Just be careful, though. These people don't see that as much as I do, probably.
Thanks, Mom, but really, I'm not going anywhere. Colorado is home, and I would hate it just being you left here, so that's why I have zero plans.
I'm just saying you're valuable to them, okay? And anybody can see that. So how is it going with this girlfriend of yours?
Well, good, Mom, and that's what I wanted to bring up. I want you to meet her soon, which you will, of course.
Hold on, I feel like you're about to lie to me or something. What's going on?
No, Mom, I'm sorry. I just want you to know, I'm trying to let you know that I'm sorry about this, but our situation is that we now have this trip booked to Chicago next week, and I'll have her meet Dad because her family just moves 45 minutes away from him.
So she's meeting him first? I f***ing knew you were hiding something from me, of course. Why does your father get to do that first? So you can all sit around the fireplace and trash talk me about how I haven't met anybody or that I don't make as much money as he does?
No, Mom, please don't think. Her flight was booked months ago, and before we talked about it, and I never talk about you with Dad like that. I respect your privacy.
Right! So what did you tell this girlfriend? That your father left me for someone else because that's what men do when they're done with you? Maybe I should warn her about that, huh? Since you're his son, you'll probably do the same thing to her, maybe. But I guess I don't get the opportunity to, huh?
Mom, I'm sorry. It's nothing like that. Like with her, I only say things that you would be comfortable with.
Like what? What would I be comfortable with? That I'm comfortable with knowing what a terrible husband and father he was? And a terrible dad he was to you? How I try to warn you about him? But I see you're on your way to just ending up just like him because you can't be honest with me.
Mom, please, I'm sorry. That's not fair. These flights were already booked to meet her parents.
Oh, so her parents come first because I'm garbage to you. No, you're garbage to me. And I knew I couldn't trust you to give a shit about what I go through. I can't believe this is happening. See if I pick up the phone when you decide to call me next week so you can just placate me and humiliate me. I don't need anyone's fucking charity. I might not even be around. Not like you would lose sleep about it anyway.
Mom, I'm sorry. Please don't start saying stuff like that again. I can't. I can change these plans, and I hate you being in this pain. What do you mean you won't be around?
Lovely. Now you pretend to care, but only when you might look bad in it. No, thank you. Who knows what I mean? How does a person know what they'll do in life? Next time you call me and insult my intelligence like this, you may never hear from me again, and I mean it this time.
Mom, please don't. So which one of those really struck out to you? And I would really love to hear why. Did some element in those really ring true? Would there be something that you would have added to your story? I would love to hear about all of that in the comment section. And again, check out the video description for the correlating timestamp to the role play that you were interested in, and then you can click on a link for the full video. And as always, may you be filled with loving kindness, may you be well, may you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be joyous. And I will see you next time. Take care.